Good morning, students. Welcome back after the Diwali vacation to the second semester, and we shall start with the 8th chapter. Up to 7th chapter we have completed before Diwali vacation, and I shall start with a poem that is on killing a tree by G. Patel. G. Patel is a famous Indian poet and a playwright. He is also a practicing doctor. Very few poets are actually doctors, okay? So he is one of them. He was born in Mumbai in the year 1940. He completed all his education from Mumbai. And then he also wrote famous plays like Princess, Savaska, and Mr. Behram. He conducted a poetry workshop and he also edited a collection of poetry which was published in the year 2006. In this poem on killing a tree, there is a beautiful ironic statement. Ironic statement means the poet wants to give some lesson, but in a very ironic way, negative way, but then he wants to convey a positive message. That is called ironic statement, written by a poet about killing a tree. Actually, he means its opposite. He taunts, actually, giving taunting, no? How trees are to be killed, but they must not. He further says that a tree is hard to kill with a knife because the tree takes years to grow from the earth. He says that to kill a tree, its roots must be pulled out entirely from the soil. This poem also conveys a message that the trees are our lifeline, so they must not be killed. It instructs how a tree is killed. He gives out the message that trees are something very pious and they are like human beings. He conveys that the tree is very deep rooted and cannot be wiped out easily. He indicates and compares it with the evil, which also deep rooted in the surroundings and cannot be uprooted so easily without changing the environment. Now open to your textbook to page number 110. On killing a tree, you follow that small two lines. You must have observed people cutting down trees. But can they kill a tree? Is it easy to do so? Let's read the poem and find out what the poet says on killing a tree. I'm sure you might have seen on the roadside people cutting down the trees. But cutting and killing, there is a difference. You can cut the branches, you can cut a tree, but to kill is what? Killing, you cannot kill it. Because after cutting, new leaves will sprout, new branches will come out from a tree. And so, strictly speaking, you cannot kill a tree. It will take a lot of time to kill a tree because it has taken a lot of years to come out from the earth. It has held the earth very tightly. It cannot be uprooted so easily, and the poet is going to tell all this. Is it easy to do so? Poet is asking. An answer would be, it is not so. So let's find out about killing a tree. First answer. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. You follow there. It takes much time to kill a tree. First of all, we should not kill a tree. Understood? We are not supposed to kill a tree. But then if you want to kill a tree, it will take so much of time to kill a tree, and not a simple jab of the knife will do it. Simple jab of knife means simple jab. Jab is a sudden rough blow, cutting. That is called jab. To hit something very forcefully, very strongly. That is called jab. With a knife, you go on hitting a tree, you will not be able to kill it. Because the reason he is giving there, you see next line. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth. The reason is, it has taken a lot of time to come out from this earth. Consuming means it has like as if consuming is to eating, using fuel or energy. For the tree has taken lot of energy, lot of fuel from the earth, and that is why it has taken from where? From the earth. It has consuming the earth, rising out of it, rising out, coming up, to move up, feeding upon its crust. Feeding is to eat, okay? Crust is the upper layer of the earth, the crust of the earth. Observing years of sunlight. To observe is to take something in slowly. That is called observe. Okay, slowly you are eating something. Okay, and years of sunlight, air, water. The tree to grow is not very easy. They need ample amount of sunlight. It will not grow in the shade. Of course, there are some shady trees or there are shady plants, not trees. They will grow, but then by and large, every plant needs certain amount of sunlight. They need air, they need water, and therefore, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. Leprous hide, leprous come from the word leprosy. You have seen the leprosy patients. Leprosy patients are, what to say, the hands or the legs. It's a type of sickness you can't even see, can't even touch, very rough. Okay, so here he's telling leprous hide. Here he's telling what he is telling is affected with leprosy. That is very rough, very rough. From the rough surface has come sprouting leaves have come out from there, and therefore you cannot kill a tree. Did you follow the first paragraph? Sorry, first stanza. Here what he is trying to tell is it takes much time to kill a tree. You cannot kill a tree by using simple jab of a knife. And the reason he is giving that because it has grown slowly, observing, consuming the earth, rising out of it, and taking in, feeding what? It's upon its crust, upper layer of the earth, observing years of sunlight, air, water, and rising, coming out from its leprous hide. The bark of the tree is known as leprous hide. Okay, from the bark, the leaves have come out, and that's how it has grown. And so we cannot kill a tree. Is it clear? Yes, not a simple jab of knife will do it. It's your litter test. Negative word not is used here. Okay, this is called your litter test. Second stanza. So, hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it, and bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. See what he is telling here. So, we are not able to kill a tree, so what to do? Poet, it looks like as if poet is giving some idea how to kill a tree. What you have to do? Hack and chop. Hack means, hack means to cut. Cut it roughly by striking heavy blows, the sharp knife or the sharp axe, cut it. Hack and chop. Chop is to cut it into, make it into pieces, called chopping. But this alone will not do it. This won't do it. Even this cutting and chopping into pieces will not do it. Not so much pain will do it. You can give, you see, in the introduction I told you, these plants or the trees are something like human beings. They too will get pain, By telling this so much pain will not do it. It will not die. The bleeding bark will heal. Bleeding bark, when you cut, the liquid substance will come out. The poet is telling it's bleeding because he is giving human quality to this tree, and therefore bleeding bark will heal. Which figure of speech? Bleeding bark. Only human being can bleed, but here he is telling the bark will bleed. So it's a personification. It's a personification. So it will heal. It will, for some time it will bleed, but it will heal. And from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs. The tender leaves will come out from the close to the ground. You may have cut it, chop it up to the ground level, but then after some time it will come out from the earth. Something like miniature boughs, he is telling. Miniature boughs, small, very small, very tiny boughs will come out, tiny branches will come, which if unchecked, if you are not checking it out, if you are not looking it, not checking it, will expand again. Slowly, slowly, this miniature boughs will grow, it will expand again to firmer size. Firmer size means to the beginning, how it was in the beginning. It will start the original shape or original size, it will grow. This is what the poet is telling. Clear? Next stanza. No, the tree is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out. You see. Therefore, what we have to do? Root is to be pulled out. You have to pull it. The root has to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. Anchoring is to hold it like very, very strong. That is called anchoring. To anchor. Anchor is to hold. To hold it with a rope and pull it out. To tie it, okay, with the rope and pulled out, snapped out. Again to snapped out. What is the snapped out? It's again completely you have to bring it out. Complete to bring it out. Okay, that's called snapped out. Entirely. Just you have to pull it out. Or pulled out entirely. See, that's the same thing, snapped out, okay? Pull out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, completely out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and wet, the most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. You see what you have to do? You have to pull out entirely, completely from the earth cave. Earth like cave. For the tree, earth is a cave because it is coming from under the earth. That's why poet is telling it is earth is like a cave. It's a metaphor. Okay? Earth cave he is telling. It's a metaphor, figure of speech. And the strength of the tree is exposed. If you pulled out completely, you will see the tree, the strength of the tree is exposed. It is visible. You can see the source, white and wet. The source of it, the root deep down, it is white in color and wet. It will never dry. Even in month of May, you try to pull out a tree, you will see the end part will be wet. The most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. It is just sensitive in such a delicate, and it is for the years it is hidden, and you pull it out and exposed. After that only it will die. Otherwise it is not going to die. Then, the last stanza you see. Then, the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. You see, it's called climax, What is that? Browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then the death. Then the matter of scorching and choking. Scorching, in the sun, once you exposed it in the sun, what will happen? Scorching is very hot sun. Scorching heat we are saying, it will burn in the sunlight. You have exposed it, then when it will start drying, that root will start drying and it will be burning slowly. Then choking, scorching and choking. Choking means to block breathe. It cannot breathe anymore, in sun and air. When the tree was breathing so peacefully, when it was under the earth. Now that it is exposed, it cannot breathe. It cannot take in sun and air. It will become too much for it. And so what it will become? It will become brown. Browning, he is telling. Browning, it will become brown in color when it is dried, Browning, and then hardening. It will become very hard. It will become very, very hard. And then twisting. It will turn, it will start twisting. It will turn. And then withering. Wither is to become weak, very weak. And then it is done. You see how slowly it will die. Once you take it out, pull it out in the sun, it will get chalked up. It will be dried up, and then it cannot take in sun and air, it will become brown, it will become very hard, it will become twisting, and it will get withered, become very weak, and then it will die. It looks like Jeev Patel is giving us idea as to how to kill a tree. But no, as I told you, it is an ironic poem, and therefore very ironically it is saying that it is not, we have not to kill a tree. He is telling how trees are being killed today. I hope the poem is clear to you, my dear students. In the next video, we will see the questions answers. Okay, try to understand and learn the poem, not by heart, but then you try to get the summary of the poem. Thank you, students.